The following program may contain subject matter and language suitable for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
And welcome back to another fantastic episode of The Meltdown. My name is Norm.
And my name is Jeff.
And today, what are we doing today, Jeff?
Well, what we're doing, Norm, and I can't believe you're asking me for the 17th time, is that we're talking about complaining and the way people always complain about everything. Everything's a problem, blah, 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 blah.
Listen to you go. It's always complain. That's all you ever do is complain.
Yeah, well,
I start talking, you start talking, then you talk over me, and then the next thing I know, it's blah, 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 it's just nothing but noise, and this is what we have to deal with? I don't want to deal with this. They don't want to deal with this.
Nope.
It's all crap.
Oh, yeah, it's always them.
Fine. Well, then fine. Do the show yourself.
All right, fine.
So complaining. Why do people complain?
It's almost like they're in a comfort zone when they complain. They don't seek a practical solution if one does indeed exist, and often it probably does exist, but people don't even go there. They're stuck in that comfort zone of complaining, and they don't move on, and they should.
And we're going to find out a little bit about complaining, why people complain, some ways you can help yourself stop complaining, and even some ways you can help stop other people complaining, which is good. Plus, we've also got Lou Saracino in another Meltdown Minute with Lou, and we've got some great stupidness today, things that you really have no right to complain about. So stop your whining, sit back, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. And let's kick off with some Meltdown fun facts. All right, here we go. Jeff's having a moment, so as soon as you're ready, Jeff, we'll go ahead with our fun facts. You ready now?
I'm ready to proceed.
You sure?
I'm
100%?
I got my composure back.
Okay. On complaining, here we go. Complaining damages the brain, literally. According to research, a half hour of complaining every day physically damages a person's brain. Negativity peels back neurons in the hippocampus, the part of the brain used for problem solving and cognitive function. So there you go, folks. It's not healthy. Stop doing it. Here's another one. Complaining is contagious. It spreads and it brings others around you down. And I've seen that in action. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
It does spread. It is contagious.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Complaining becomes a habit. The more you complain, the easier it gets. In the end, everything is bad. Every situation is a problem. Every coworker is a jerk, and nothing is good. The more you focus on the negative, the harder it gets to switch into a positive mindset. And I know you have personal experience with that as well.
Yes, I do.
Yes. We'll just leave it there. Here's another one. You get what you focus on. In other words, what you already believe influences your perception of everything around you. That's why constant complaining makes you see everything in a negative light. That's true. It's all mindset, right?
Yeah,
it's all mindset.
Putting things into perspective. Is it really that bad, the situation? Or what can be done to resolve that situation? Or put yourself in that other person's shoes, the person that perhaps you're complaining about, see it from their point of view. Just get different perspectives if you can.
And lastly, complaining makes us hopeless. Not only does constant complaining make you see things as worse than they really are, but because you're constantly hearing stories of how bad things are, it also destroys all hope that things can get better. And I've witnessed people in that situation who, have convinced themselves that really there's nothing good out there. And I think to be fair, we all can get into that mood sometimes. We can all feel sorry for ourselves. I know it happens to me. Now, the person that wrote this article to point out these things also offers some suggestions on how to avoid complaining, which he calls the antidote to complaining. Number 1, distance yourself from complainers. Complaining sometimes is not avoidable, especially if you are in class where everyone is in the mood to complain about schoolwork, professors, etc. Or you can, make that your job and your coworkers. So the next time you hear a group complain about something, put on your headphones and distance yourself. It's not always that easy, but maybe we can say headphones mean something else. For example, hum a tune in your head, or I don't know.
Yeah.
You figure it out. Just stop complaining about it and figure out a solution. All right, here's another one. Ask the complainer to fix the problem.
Yes.
This mostly explains itself. More often than not, people look at things from one perspective only and need reminding that some problems cannot be solved. It's the way it is. Rejoice about blessings. We have so much to rejoice about, so why should we complain to each other about things that aren't really in our control? Instead of complaining about problems, let's rejoice about our blessings.
Yes.
And I think that makes perfect sense, and it's great advice, and it's even better if you can actually live by it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's not easy.
Exactly. There's a lot of good things that people twist and make it negative, you know? I mean, there's a positive way of looking at things. Sure, there are negative things in the world, but be positive, you know? Because that's the way it should be. Be positive.
It should be. All right, here we go. Show compassion. When someone starts to complain about a certain problem that seems out of their control, show your compassion with the person, and more often than not, the person will start pointing out the positives to you instead of complaining.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen that happen as well, and it's a good point. You can actually turn somebody's viewpoints around or attitudes around simply by listening and engaging with them.
Yeah.
So hey, if you can do it, do it.
And it helps them resolve the problem. If
Exactly.
you're offering a practical solution, if you're offering them a positive solution, then and there's listening both ways, then that can perhaps solve the problem.
Perhaps. And now let's go to Lou Saracino and a Meltdown Minute with Lou.
So Norm and Jeff had asked me to come out and do a little bit of shtick on whining or complaining, and at first I was like, yeah, that would be cool, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, man, they live far, and I got to bring clothes, and I'm tired. Whining, complaining, right? I get it, man. I'm Italian. We do a lot of that. We're really good at it. But the thing about whining and complaining, while I understand why it feels good, and it does, feels good to have somebody make you feel like they care, right? That they're concerned about you. But there's a falseness to it that I don't really understand. And if you look at something like Facebook, for example, people post stuff just to get likes, just to get positive comments. And you know what? I kind of get that too. I really do. But the thing about Facebook is it's also kind of a lie. And it's whining instead of caring. No one ever posts a bad picture of themselves on Facebook, right? It's always a picture of them in the best light from the best angle. It's never them in Cancun squatting on a toilet with violent diarrhea. Which I'd pay to see.
Thank you, Lou Saracino. And now, some Meltdown stupidness. Here are 10 stupid problems you have no right to complain about.
Okay.
Number 1, the remote being just out of reach. This is no life or death situation, just a day in the life of an exceptionally slothful person. Just stand up and get the remote. It could not be less of a big deal.
Yeah.
Agreed?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me think of the old days when you actually had to go up and turn the dial. You had to get up every time.
That's right. And no one complained because you just had to do it if you wanted to change the channel. Here's another one. The supermarket being out of your favorite snack. Well, it might be cliche, but there really are starving children in Africa and all over the world. So for heaven's sake, just shut up. And anyways, the store will be restocked in like a week, so you can probably survive.
Yeah, there's always a positive solution. I was in the LCBO the other day and I wanted to buy Grolsch, which is my #1 beer. And they ran out. There's none left, so I just bought some Stella. Problem solved. I didn't complain. Stella's an excellent beer as well.
There you go.
There you go.
Do what Jeff does. Buy Stella instead. Well, that's going to be your tagline from now on. Mine is I don't have to tutor anyone. Jeff says buy Stella. Okay, here's another one. When bottled water gets warm. There are 780 million people in the world without access to clean water, much less packaged water that is free of contaminants and harmful bacteria. Now, does your problem really seem that severe? And of course, that's really another antidote to complaining is put everything in perspective,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Which is not always easy to do. Oh, here's another one for today's generation. The Wi-Fi not loading fast enough. Oh, boo-hoo. So the magical service that brings you information, communication, and entertainment wherever you please is running a bit slow. Get over it. Wait the few extra seconds and move on with your life. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's that whole instant gratification thing. Sometimes things are worth waiting for.
Your vacation spot of choice being crowded. Seriously, you're the one being stupid. A vacation is a wondrous thing that not everyone gets to experience. Sure, you might have to stand in a queue for a moment, but you are on vacation. Be happy.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I couldn't agree more.
Makes me think of the Yogi Berra quote. He said, nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too crowded.
There you go.
Nobody goes to Cuba anymore. It's too crowded.
Okay, here's another one. Not getting a seat on your bus or train. The operative word in public transportation is public. You are neither the only person on the planet nor the only one who needs to get somewhere. Be thankful that public transportation exists, and if you have to stand, be thankful you have legs to stand on. There's always a silver lining.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like sometimes ATMs or whatever, or kiosks, they're very low, and I have to bend over to get to do what I have to do, so to speak. But I feel like I can stand. I mean, they're there to accommodate people in wheelchairs, right, and things like that. And so, like, I'm lucky that I'm not in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Jeff is a positive guy, so even he looks at it this way: hey, maybe something neat will happen to me while I'm bending over.
I'm getting tutored.
Okay, here's another thing you have no right to complain about: having too many shopping bags to carry. When you think about it, you really brought this problem on yourself, didn't you? Next time, plan ahead, and for now, suck it up.
I'm so rich and I bought so much, I can't believe I have to carry all the shopping bags.
Yeah, what a horrible situation to be in. Okay, something else you have no right to complain about: the hot water running out during your shower. Well, look, if you've been in the shower long enough for all the hot water to waste away, you are in no position to complain anyway. Now, I would like to say, if you're in a family of 12 and you're the 12th person to shower, do you have a right to complain? No. Make yourself the first person next time, dumbass.
Or just boil some hot water.
There you go. Boiling water showers could be scalding and fun.
Ow, ow.
Oh, it's so good.
At least I'm clean.
Here we go. Having nothing to wear. Oh, come off it. Look around. Nothing to wear? No, you have plenty to wear. What you've nothing of is sense. Stop acting spoiled, put on some damn trousers, and go about your day. Women more so are more, they want to keep up to date on the fashion. So something they bought a week ago is no longer in fashion. Me, I'll wear the same shit for 10 years. If it fits, I'll wear it.
I kind of have like a uniform. My jeans, my black t-shirt, this blue sweater, black socks. That's basically all I wear every day.
All right, and the last thing, according to this list, the last thing that you have no right to complain about is when your flight suffers a slight delay. Until a century ago, flight was not even possible. Plus, the situation could be so much worse. Be happy that all you have in front of you is an 11-hour flight instead of a 2-month, danger-ridden boat trip across the ocean. Waiting an hour or so? Yeah, that's nothing.
Exactly. Well, again,
it's true, isn't it?
Instant gratification. I need something quickly,
Yep. Need it quickly, need it now. Gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. And if I don't, complain about it. So I like that list of things to how to avoid complaining. I think maybe what I've learned, and it's good to learn something every day. And even on this show, I learn stuff, which is awesome. Yeah. But it's that one thing really stuck in my head about standing on the bus. Be thankful that that public transit exists. Not that I use it, but if I was going to, and then if you have to stand, be thankful that you have legs to stand on. That's really an interesting way of looking at something. Yeah. Because so often we take for granted everything, and we don't really realize how lucky we are. One quick story: I threw my back out a long time ago, and sometimes, ever since doing that, sometimes just a quick turn one way or another, I threw it out putting my toothbrush down once. It just, once you do it, you're prone to it, right? Yeah. And I remember sitting on my couch and the phone rang, and the phone was all the way at the other end of the room, which is no big deal, but it it was so painful and slow to get up off the couch and to walk over to the phone. Of course, I missed it. And during that time, I really, really, really realized how fortunate I am to be able to just walk over and pick up the phone normally when my back's not thrown out. And sometimes we have to be in a situation that sucks to appreciate the good stuff, right? Anyway, we appreciate you watching the show, and we hope we'll see you again next week. Until then, cheerio.
See you later.